So after the international break, we're up and running in match week 4 in the Premier League on this 8-game bumper Saturday. So Manchester United back to winning ways away at St Mary's. Still to come a 5-game goal rush involving a so far unbeaten Brighton against new boys Ipswich. Crystal Palace and Leicester go head-to-head at Selhurst. There's a London derby between Fulham and West Ham. Liverpool looking to make it 4 wins out of 4 under Arne Slot against Nottingham Forest, as are Manchester City at home to Brentford. 2 games later on in the day for you. Aston Villa against Everton, looking for their first points of the season, with Bournemouth against Enzo Maresca's Chelsea. We've got the North London derby to look forward to on Sunday between Spurs and Arsenal, and Wolves against Newcastle. Manchester United started the day in 14th position and left to stew over that defeat to Liverpool, but as Michael said quite rightly, they've doubled their points tally, which takes them to 7th in the table, 6 points from their first 4 games. Their position, of course, could well change with 9 games still to be played in this match week. At the other end, a tough season to the start of this campaign for Southampton has got a little bit tougher. No points from their first 4 games. And with Everton and Wolves either side of them still to play, they could well end this match week bottom of the pile.
Beginning with some trouble, especially a big credit to Andre, who saved a really important penalty. He changed the game actually for us. And yeah, in the end, also a clean sheet. It's also really nice.
And you got your first United goal today as well. Was that move in that set piece something you've been working on?
Yeah, we've been working on some set pieces. This one was not exactly out of the book, but yeah, luckily I was on a good spot.
We saw you pointing up to someone with the celebration. Who was that for?
It's the birthday of my wife today, so this one is for her.
After a difficult international break for you as well, did you come out here today with a bit of a point to prove?
No, not exactly a point to prove. I mean, yeah, obviously sometimes it doesn't go as well as you want, but you always have to look at the positive side. I was happy that I played 1.5 games. It's a long time for me that I played games. So yeah, this is actually the third game in 1 week. So for me, it's really important to get a rhythm, and I think today I could show already a little bit more what I can do.
We know how important Erik ten Hag has been in your development as a player. I imagine it's a big part of why you moved here. How have you found things so far at Manchester United?
Yeah, really nice, really nice. I'm enjoying it a lot. We have a great group, amazing guys. I think we have also a lot of young guys who still have to grow, but also want to grow. Every day on the training ground is a battle, and yeah, hopefully we can get more results like this and grow as a team, because I think that's the most important thing.
You can certainly do without any injuries in this team, but it was a very different back 4 to the one that started today. First of all, are you okay?
Yeah, no, I'm fine. I just had a little cramp in the last 5 minutes, and yeah, what I say is the first time in, I think, probably 5 months that I played 3 times in a row. So yeah, I wanted to play till the end, but the coach said it would be better to take me off.
Well, these Man United fans behind you are very happy you got the goal today, and you are today's player of the match. Congratulations. Thank you.
We've just been watching your penalty save, Andre. How good does it feel as a goalkeeper when you make a save like that completely changes the course of a game?
Well, very good, to be honest, to save that one. It was an important moment for us. I think it was a key game, a key situation for us, and then after that penalty, we took control of the game, and hopefully we won the game. That is what counts for us.
Did that feel like the turning point, the save then? Did that feel like a turning point in the game? Because Southampton at that time having a decent spell.
Yeah, I would say it was a turning point for us, no? But like I always said, for us the most important thing is the victory, is the goal we scored today. So I'm happy for the guys. Now we had a great game, clean sheet, so we move on and we learn from our mistakes.
How important is it for you as a unit with Martinez and Ligt in front of you to have a settled kind of back 4, and how good were they today?
It was good, but you know, for me, it doesn't matter with who I play, because I'm used to play with, you know, I like to play with all my defenders. In the end of the day, the coach, he make the choice, and we have to adapt. But today it was great to play with them again, and hopefully we continue playing like this. And the most important, like I always say, is the win. So we're going to try to win every game.
I think you've had 16 different centre-back pairings in front of you, though, and obviously there was injuries today with 3 of the back 4 going off. Does that make things much more difficult for you? Surely it must.
Yes, it's not always easy to change all the time the back 4. But sometimes you have to be pragmatic. No, there are things in life you cannot control, injuries and other things. So we have to deal with the situation, and if Casemiro have to play centre back, I have to deal with the situation. Sometimes we had game, Bruno was centre back, and he's not the best there, but it's what the team need that time, and we try to do our best, and hopefully we'll have less injury this season.
Can I ask you about Marcus Rashford, because he got his goal today? It's been a long time for him. How important is that for him, firstly, and how happy are you for him? Because when he plays with a smile on his face, Marcus, he's as good as anyone, but it's been a long time since we've seen him at his top of his game.
Well, we had a tough season last year, and he was not on his best, I think, all of us. But today he shows himself, he shows he's a great player, one of the best in the world. But that's football, that life, Sometimes you will struggle, sometimes you will face difficulties, but it's not how you fall, it's how many times you stand up, And today he come back again, he scored a great goal, important goal for us. Hopefully he will score much more for us. I'm very happy for him because he needs this goal, we need these goals, and hopefully he will score much more for the team.
You said you needed the goals. There was so much pressure on the team coming into this game because of the Liverpool result, and obviously you've had to wait over the international break to try and respond. How do you block that noise out? Because it seems at a different level for Man United.
Well, playing for this amazing club is the price to pay. Every game when you lose, it looks like it's the end of the world, but you have to stand strong, stay together, and keep fighting, because in the end of the day, it's the price to pay to play for such a big club.
Thank you very much for coming out to join us.
Well done, big man.
Sorry for
Congratulations.
Fantastic.
Brilliant,
Better than ours.
Fantastic.
He
Certainly was better than us.
He fought really well, Peter, actually,
Really
didn't
well,
he?
yeah. That was
He said
refreshing.
pragmatic.
Yeah, well, I've had to Google it quickly.
Looking it up in the dictionary, Joe.
Keep it simple, Andre.
He seems like a really positive character, though, to have in that dressing room, because he has had setbacks, he's had disappointing moments, but he always seems to keep that positivity up, do you think?
I love a story. When he come into the club, I mean, he didn't have the great start, and questions were asked, and when you come to a place like Manchester United or Liverpool or any of the big clubs and it doesn't go well for you at the start, I love the redemption. He's turned around, he's playing well, and he looks like a leader in the dressing room. You look around him, nothing seems to faze him, and you need that when you play for a big club. You really do.
I think he's got the mentality to be at a big club, because I remember him speaking to Rio after he made a couple of really big, high-profile errors, and Rio said he couldn't believe it's just football. That's football. You can't let
You've got to let it bounce off
worry you. Yeah, you just got to let it bounce off you. I think if you're going to be at a club like Manchester United, where the scrutiny is so intense, 1 minute you're the best team in the world, the next you're the worst. There's no in between. It's cutthroat business, and he seems to take it all in his stride. And
it was cutthroat for Southampton today, because he gave Man United that platform, but they absolutely punished Southampton for not scoring that penalty, Joe.
Yeah, quality, experience, intelligence. Here, Bruno, look, no one shuts me down. All right, I've got the ability. That's a difference with the Premier League. Championship, they may have got away with being 5 yards off him here. If you look at it here, that's Bruno Fernandes, one of the best technicians in the game. You've allowed him to stop it, shape his body, and just float into a position, and it's a good finish from Ligt.
Great from a Manchester United perspective, but Russell Martin will be so disappointed that both goals here in the first half have come from set pieces. As good as you play, you should be able to defend set pieces. Obviously, it's the second phase of play. It comes out to Marcus Rashford, and he bends it into the goal. As you can see, this is the angle. Ramsdale's unsighted. You can't go until it's missed the lit, and it's too late then.
Yeah.
And then Garnacho with the icing on the cake at the very end.
Yeah, it's a lovely goal.
Casemiro involved as well.
Again, it's another mistake. Harwood Bellis at the far post playing people. When we talk about minor details, watch it here. Come up, get up. You've got one of your back four. He just come on, so we'll try and give him a little bit of leeway, but running backwards, the other's going up.
Happened twice though, Joe, didn't it? There's two of the goals there where one player's left in.
And the top teams will punish you. And that's what, for the takeout from Russell Martin for his team is, there was some positives, but there's a lot to work on. But the good thing is the things that are there to work on can be worked on. Just a little bit of concentration in both boxes.
Congratulations, a much needed win. Did you get the performance to go with the result today?
We have to win every game. So you can make me every game the same question. And we did today. Sometimes you have to find a way to win. First minutes of the game, we had some problems, but after Andre he stopped the penalty and then the goal by Matthijs de Ligt, I think the game was all ours.
Marcus Rashford got his first goal for Manchester United since March in this game today. What can a goal like that do for a player like him?
It's very important. We spoke about before the game, and it's so huge for him, for every striker. And when the season starts, that you want to be on that scoring list. So now he has his first. I'm sure there will come more.
And as you mentioned, Ligt also got his first Manchester United goal today. After the international break he had, how important was it for him to have a good game today?
That is, it's a routine. We always have to play well. And when you come back to your club, you have to pick it up. We know we signed a very good player with a lot of attributes, and one of them is he's a threat on set plays. And happy that he scored that goal. Very good cross, I think, from Bruno. So, well done.
Going in at a half-time break, 2-0 up, was the instruction for you going into the second half to just control the game, or was it to go out there and kill the game off?
No, kill the game off, and I think we had the chances. I don't know how many chances we had, but I think we had several chances to go early on to 3 or 4-0.
I'm sure as a manager you could do without any serious injuries in the team, but Diogo Dalot appeared to be the only defender that started the game that didn't look like he came off with any kind of injury. Is that something for you to worry about now?
Well, we had international, short in the season, some are short in the pre-season, some come from intercontinental flights. So then you have a 12:30 game that you can struggle into the end. But hopefully it's nothing serious, and we have to assess it today, tomorrow, and then we will see.
3 competitions in the next 3 games for Manchester United. A result like this can certainly ease the pressure for now, but do you need to put a run of results together to really change the mood at Manchester United?
No, the mood is very good in our team, and we know always the expectations are so high, but we have to deal with it, and we have to build our season, and we will see in May. That was last season, nothing else. We will see in May what's coming out.
And we saw a first glimpse of Manuel Ugarte today, which I'm sure a lot of Manchester United fans have been waiting for. What can he bring to this team going forward?
It's good that we could bring him, and you saw straight what he brings to the team. He brings some control in the midfield, good interceptions. He can be very aggressive, but also on the ball very composed, keeping the game going, to linking to the back and forward. So I think first impression was very good.
Thanks, Eric. Well done.
You're welcome.
Yeah, the mood is good. Erik ten Hag said that goal for Marcus Rashford was huge. Before the game, Peter, you said a confident Marcus Rashford starts for England. What will that do for his confidence?
Yeah, listen, he's not there yet. It's one game. Obviously, Southampton have been struggling. But there was lots of positives. I mean, he takes a hammer in Marcus Rashford, and I feel sorry for him at times, because I think people expect so much, and he has got so much talent, and it's in there. But there was a certain hunger to him today. Look at the pace and the how dynamic the running was today, and obviously the goal will do him the world of good. But I definitely thought he was a lot sharper than he has been in previous weeks.
Is it fair, Joel, the amount of attention he gets, the amount of criticism he gets?
No, when you're a top player, that's par for the course. Marcus has been a top player for England and Manchester United for many, many years. That little clip there showed me that his confidence is returning. But he does, like I said during comms, I said he's important for Manchester United and England, and also he's just a story, Marcus Rashford. When he scores, he's a story. When he doesn't score, he's a story. So I'm really pleased for him he got off the mark today, and I'd love to see him back to his best for England.
Yeah, absolutely. You can see what it meant to Ruud van Nistelrooy as well there, seeing him score that goal. How much work do you think is going on with Ruud behind the scenes,
Listen,
Peter?
If I'm a centre forward or a forward player, I'll be tapping into what Ruud van Nistelrooy knows every single day.
You'd be following him around.
Yeah, you'd follow him around. I mean, listen, what a goal scorer he was. He's probably worked with Marcus, and when you see him score, you'd be just as pleased because you know how hard he's worked. He's taken it on board, and I'm hoping that they're working very closely together.
There's nothing better as a coach, a little bit of coaching that I've done. When you're trying to help a player and you see him do something in a game that you've been working on, it's a fantastic feeling. There is because you're part of that celebration. So I mean, like Crouchy said, having Ruud van Nistelrooy in the club can only benefit the forward players. And I thought Marcus's movement was good today, and I thought it was also good against Brighton. So I think this has been coming, this goal. So I'm really pleased for him.
And he's apparently been putting in a personal training programme as well during the international break, doing extra work. The desire, the motivation is clearly there to get back to the levels we know he can get to, Peter. Is he getting the rewards for that today?
Yeah, I think so. I think because, you know, maybe at times, you know, the mentality's been questioned, you know, and as a footballer, that's never nice to hear. So, yeah, I'm pleased to hear that he's kind of putting in those sessions and hopefully he gets back, because we want to see the best players in the Premier League. We want to see them firing on all cylinders, and he hasn't quite been there yet. But if he gets back to anything like that, then Manchester United have got a top player again.
Sorry, Lynch. Do you know what it is, right? You know, Marcus, you hear a lot of that. He's doing extra work. He's doing a lot of stuff, you know, and no doubt Manchester United means a lot, and playing football means a lot for him. I think the key thing for him, when things are not going well, I think it's just keeping his body language nice and positive. Don't give us a chance to think he might be down.
I think a lot of the criticism would die down if that was there, if it almost looks like the extra effort was there.
Yeah, it wouldn't be, the criticism is what it is. And but it would certainly help, you know, the body language. Scoring goals, people will be quiet. Simple as that. If you're a striker, you know, all centre forwards know that. But it will just help him, and he's just getting to that age now where I think to himself, he needs to work that out, because he's a senior player now, especially at this club. He's the icon of this club. And if his body language in tough times, not in the good times, because we can all walk and talk when things are going well, when things are struggling and they don't look like they can't get a result, and that if he body language was a little bit better, I'd like to see that from him, and I think that will help his overall performance.
Do you think he's a player, though, who needs to feel like he's being supported, like he's being backed, and that would perhaps change his body language?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, listen, I think the Manchester United players probably look to him, and I think Bruno Fernandes is the two players maybe that, because both of those players can turn the game just like that. You know, you can be struggling, and all of a sudden they're just a bit of magic, and it's in the back of their net. And I think Marcus has got that, and it's not quite been showing it. And at times, his body language might have rubbed off on the players. But today we didn't see any of that, and we don't want to talk negatively. They've just won 3-0, and he looked much more positive today.
What do you think he should be targeting for this season? Because he got 8 goals last season. He obviously had a brilliant season, the one before that.
Yeah, well, listen, you know, what was it, 30 goals or something the previous season? You know, I think he needs to get more than 8. You know, he needs to get to his numbers. I think he has been creating chances, and quite often Manchester United forwards haven't been taking them at times. You know, he does create things as well as score. So yeah, of course he needs to almost double those numbers to get anywhere near where he was previously.
Give us a number, Joel.
I think a player of his quality, and I'm a massive fan. I agree with Crouchy. When he's on form, he's a cert for England. You know, certainly the squad, maybe the starting lineup. I think he needs to be getting 20 plus in modern football. He needs to be getting 20 plus goals in all competitions. I think he's shown he's more than capable of doing that.
Missing big chances a problem across the team, though, still for Man United. 11 big chances missed this season. That is an issue. Obviously, they've won 3-0 today, but they could have been doing a lot better had they been putting some of these big opportunities away. Yeah,
from a Southampton perspective, I think there's some sloppy errors there. You know, against maybe more quality opposition, I think that's going to be that's where we have to find them out really. But yeah, they have had difficulties in front of goal. Obviously missing Højlund at the moment, and I think that's been a big miss. They need a centre forward, but they've needed one for a long time. Let's be honest. I think obviously when he comes back, then hopefully he can add to the goals.
Well, what a few days Matthijs de Ligt has had, if not for country, then certainly for club, scoring his first goal then for Manchester United. And we spoke about this earlier in the programme as well, Karen. He's shown a real sense of belief, right, and self-confidence, particularly having to come back from a rather tricky few days with his country.
Yeah, it was really tricky, you know, when the manager has to take you off as international duty to protect you. And
at half-time.
Yeah, at half-time. That is tough, and like I said at the start of the show, to come back into Man United, it's not as if it's an environment that's like we're in a good position to help you out here, but fair play to him. Got a goal, clean sheet to the team, and you know, maybe he can kick on. And to be fair to him, like I said, it's a new environment, new team. Yes, he's been back with a manager, but this is a good base for him now, and hopefully he can, as an individual, can really kick on and help Man United in that back line.
Michael, I know you like the way he took his header. Before we get to that, let's have a look at the turning point in the game, which was clearly Andre Onana's penalty save, which spurred on United as a result.
Yeah, it was a very good save. I don't think there was any question mark about the penalty. Diggling there, doing brilliant for for someone so young to be so positive and being so direct. We questioned whether it was just outside the box, but I think the contact continues inside the box, just gets the toe in there, sucks the defender and the challenge in, and goes down. So no question there, that was definitely a penalty. The penalty itself was a weak one, quite an average one, wasn't close to the corner. He wasn't made to wait a long time for it, but I don't think there's any excuses. It's a solid save from Onana.
No, it is a short run-up, and you're thinking, like you said, Michael, to beat Onana, you've got to bury it right in the corner. But for Archer, it was just like Southampton really needed him to score for that confidence and that run. And then that save there then was just like the catalyst, and it went all wrong there. And within 6 minutes, I think they were 2-0 down, weren't they?
Yeah, well, 2.5 minutes from that save, 1-0 United, Michael.
Yeah, it was a really good header. I know it's from a close distance, so you probably think it's easy watching that there, but he's got a lot going against him. We see Stevens playing everybody on side, which is a theme of all 3 goals actually today, in Southampton's point of view. But the spin of the ball is going against him there. It takes pace away from it when it curls in that way. So he was never going to be able to get much power. So it was all about the precision, and it was perfect, absolutely perfect. Right back across the goalkeeper, right into the corner. It's a lovely header.
Yeah, again, it's like you said, great header. You're just disappointed from again how they just don't squeeze the pitch. You know, second phase again for this goal. You don't get out to Rashford quick enough, and as soon as it goes back, any negative ball back, you have to squeeze. You have to squeeze as a group. And the minute you leave players in a position where they're onside, did it make Ramsdale difficult to see the ball? Who's to say? But at this point, there's got to be a leader within the team that says that pass back, get out, and we squeeze, but we squeeze together. And again, there's another player, Sugawara, keeping everybody on. It's just like, you know, you can be so good in possession, you can dominate ball at the time, but if you don't do the simple things like a set piece or a second phase, or you don't squeeze the pitch, get tight to someone on their dominant foot on the edge of the 18, you'll be 2-0 down after 6 minutes when you've played pretty well up until that moment.
Yeah. And they're up against it. By the way, those goals clearly coming after a half-an-hour period in which Southampton asked plenty of questions of Manchester United. Going to the second half, United controlled proceedings. Jack Stevens seeing red. How did you see this?
Yeah, I'm a little bit torn, actually. I think it is quite cynical. I don't think it's really dangerous. I don't think there's a load of force in it, but he's absolutely meaning to trip Garnacho. But I think it is more of that. I think it's more for, you know, trying to bring him down rather than trying to hurt him. And part of me says, yeah, I get why it's a red, but then part of me would like to see a yellow as well. I'm sort of in between. I'm orange on this one, Manish. I think he's a little bit unlucky, even though he's absolutely tried to bring Garnacho down. I don't think it's really endangering the safety of Garnacho, so I think he's a little bit harshly done by.
Okay, it was a bit high, and it did make contact, albeit briefly, on that knee.
Yeah, I mean, it's high, it's out of control, but the only one thing that it didn't have the force, so that's where it's like, but look, they gave the refs call, they allowed it to happen, but I just think Stevens is late. I think he's trying to get contact, trying to stop him, but look, he has caught his knee, but I don't think there's force. I think that's
a
the
cynical
key.
Trip, I think.
Yeah, there's no force or malice in it, is there?
No, I don't think so. No. It is high, but of course, I mean, to bring him down, you've got to catch him, haven't you? You know.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's a load of force in that. I think I'd go with a yellow on that one personally.
But United did get themselves a third. Eventually, it took a while to come, but Garnacho off the subs bench to seal the points.
I mean, I love this pass. I really just love that pass, splitting pass, simple, set back. It's really easy, you know, wide ball in, penetrating that area that, you know, it used to be Man City's area, didn't it? It's played on again what Michael's been saying the whole time. Your one player keeps everybody on side, and there's been a theme for 3 goals, and then one touch finish. It's a dream, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm not sure what Arwood Bellis is doing there at the back post, just playing everybody on.
It seemed to be a recurring theme for Southampton.
It was very, very strange. Yeah, all 3 goals, if there was a solid line, if one person hadn't have dropped, then each of the occasions there would have been 3 offsides there for Manchester United. So little details like that are important.
All eyes were on Erik ten Hag before kick-off. So how's he feeling after a much-needed victory? Here is the Dutchman now.
Going in at the half-time break 2-0 up. Was the instruction to just control the game, or was it to go out there and kill the game off?
No, kill the game off, and I think we had the chances. I don't know how many chances we had, but I think we had several chances to go early on to 3 or 4-0.
I'm sure as a manager you could do without any serious injuries in the team, but Diogo Dalot appeared to be the only defender that started the game that didn't look like he came off with any kind of injury. Is that something for you to worry about now?
Well, we had international, short in the season, some are short in the pre-season, some come from intercontinental flights. So yeah, then you have a 12:30 game that you can struggle into the end. But yeah, hopefully it's nothing serious, and yeah, we have to assess it today, tomorrow, and then we will see.
3 competitions in the next 3 games for Manchester United. A result like this can certainly ease the pressure for now, but do you need to put a run of results together to really change the mood at Manchester United?
No, the mood is very good in our team, and yeah, we know always the expectations are so high, but we have to deal with it, and we have to build our season, and we will see in May. That was last season, nothing else. We will see in May what's coming out.
And we saw a first glimpse of Manuel Ugarte today, which I'm sure a lot of Manchester United fans have been waiting for. What can he bring to this team going forward? Yeah,
it's good that we could bring him, and you saw straight what he brings to the team. He brings some control in the midfield, good interceptions. He can be very aggressive, but also on the ball very composed, keeping the game going, to linking to the back and forward. So yeah, I think first impression was very good.
Thanks, Eric. Well done.
You're welcome.
Michael, what did you make of what Ten Hag said there?
Yeah, I mean, a reasonably straightforward interview, isn't it, for him after a 3-0 win? It's not the hardest interview to do. Yeah, I mean, I thought they were reasonably fortunate to go in at 2-0, but then the second half they showed a different class to Southampton. Southampton couldn't get back in it. The third goal was icing on the cake. We looked at some of the chances that had been missing so far this season. They weren't that clinical, let's say, in front of goal. And Ten Hag there just saying again that he'd like to have seen them kill off the game a little bit early, so maybe that's something to work on. But in general, it's a nice day's work for Eric.
Yeah, because you said, Karen, at the start of play today, they need a win, no matter how convincing. So 3-0 in the end, you'll take that, he'll take that. Yeah,
but I'm not going to be, jumping for joy. It's good, obviously. I said for them it's important to get the win and keep moving on. But, you're playing Southampton, just got promoted, lost 4 games. I judge Manchester United, and that's not a disrespect to Southampton, but for what Man United have, the money they've spent, the stature of the football club, I'll judge them towards the back end of the season, really, because I said still 8th last season, still negative goal difference.
Joe and Peter alongside me. Man United 2-0 up, but Southampton had a penalty before the momentum shifted, Peter, and it was won by the excellent Tyler Dibbling.
Yeah, I thought he was fantastic for a player of 18 years old. I think both wings actually look really dangerous, but it's the old stop-start one, Joe, where he slows him right down here and then goes again, and gets the touch there and knows that Dallow's diving in, and fantastic on the penalty, but it was a poor penalty.
It was. Dibbling's been brilliant. And Archer, you sense the apprehension in the stadium. He took a long time, 51 seconds he's standing over the ball, and it wasn't a good penalty, and he could have done better with the rebound. But I feel it's been so cruel, because Southampton was spot on for 35 minutes, and it's just football. Make mistakes, it costs you.
And under 2.5 minutes later, Man United really made them pay, Joe.
Russell will be furious here, because it's a short corner. If you just watch Stevens at your far post, he loses faith in the fact when the ball comes back from a corner, you have to get out. Look there, right, get out in a line, and watch him here. He just drops back, and then it allows the quality of the Premier League. Bruno Fernandes just floats the ball in the area, and it's a good header from De Ligt.
Credit to De Ligt. I mean, it was a difficult header. He went outside the far post for it to come back in, and obviously the second goal has killed them, really, because Manchester United are in control of the game now. Really pleased for Marcus Rashford. Obviously, he's getting so much stick at the moment, and the smile was back after this one.
Yeah, first goal since
difficult
March.
for Aaron Ramsdale to see that. I think he can't dive until he sees it go past the Ligt. So obviously it's too late then.
Could be worse for Southampton if it wasn't for Ramsdale.
Yeah, definitely. He's made some great saves. Certainly one from Rashford, I thought, kind of near post. But it's harsh on Southampton, but that's the penalty you pay in the Premier League.
What a curious first 45 minutes from St Mary's. Southampton arguably the better side against Manchester United for the first 30 minutes and then find themselves 2-0 down. And that was after Southampton had missed a penalty from Cameron Archer. You can see possession-wise it's been pretty even. Shots, though, United clearly 11-6 in United's favour. Quite an eventful first half, Michael.
Yeah, not much in it in the stats there. However, you know, Southampton will be going in at half-time thinking, how are we 2-0 down, missing a penalty, and then 2 minutes later up the other end, you know, and two goals that they will think that they can avoid. We'll have a look at them in a minute. But, yeah, you know, contrasting feelings at half-time there from both managers. I mean, I don't think Manchester United played very well at all. And to go in 2-0, they'd be... well, they won't believe their luck.
Let's have a look at what's turned out to be the crucial moment in the game so far, with Southampton being awarded a penalty. There's no debating the actual decision, right, Karen?
I mean, Dibley on the ball now, the young lad coming in, he's positive, he's aggressive, drives forward. He's given Dalot a bit of a headache. My only thing I'd say is, could they have given him a lot more service to get at him in a 1v1? Look, Dalot commits. Does he leave his leg out? Maybe Dibley. But at the end of the day, it's still a penalty for me. You know, he goes in, he commits, he's gone past him. It's smart, it's a penalty. The only thing we were kind of saying, weren't we, Mo, was that once we thought it was given, it took a long, long time then for Archer to actually take it. But I think the right decision came, and then it's a poor penalty, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, what can you say about the penalty? It's poor, it's not in the corner. It's got reasonable pace in it, but Onana guesses the right way. The awful thing is when that ball starts floating back to you, well, it's, you know, you've got no option but to head it. You know, there's no pace on the ball, so it's basically a back pass for the goalkeeper. But there's nothing more you can do, really. Obviously the main crime was missing the penalty in the first place.
I mean, you're right though, Manish. That was the turning point, because Southampton were on the up, and you're thinking, what are Man United doing?
Yeah.
And then that happened, and then all of a sudden it just went, their confidence, everything, and then the rest followed.
It gave United a lifeline. Boy, did they take it. 2.5 minutes after that save of the follow-up from Cameron Archer by Onana, Ligt at the far post, Michael.
Yeah, lovely header, because there's a lot going against him here. The spin of the ball is going against him. You lose a bit of pace on the header when it's coming in from that direction. Stevens here is playing everybody offside. Actually, Karen, both goals have got similarities. They're both from set pieces, almost second phase set pieces. But Southampton playing Manchester United players on, you know, in a similar scenario. Yeah,
you're spot on, Michael. You know, when the ball goes back, you have to squeeze as a back line. And I think the disappointing thing in that is Stevens is experienced. He's the experienced one at the back, saying we've got to get out and get out together. Look, it's a brilliant header, and look, after a difficult international break, that was good for him personally.
Yeah, that is a great header, that is. I mean, that's not easy at all. It's all about direction, because as I say, he can't get much pace on it. It's a floaty ball and the spin's going away from you, so as soon as you head it, it almost kills the speed as well. So lots against him. It had to be precise.
Within 6 minutes, 1-0 became 2-0. Marcus Rashford, precise finish. This also originating from a corner.
Exactly, second phase again, and similar in that there's a Southampton player at the back post playing a couple of players on. I think Ligt might have been offside here if, you know, that Southampton line would have been straight again, because he's probably interfering with Ramsdale's line of vision. However, he is being played offside, so there's no problem at all with the game. It's not a great with the goal. It's not a great strike from Rashford, but you can see there Sugawara playing a couple of Manchester United players on, and again, if he stays up, steps up and keeps the line, I think that's offside as well. So Southampton will be ruining it. A couple of little mistakes, but United have taken full advantage.
First goal in 13 in all competitions for Marcus Rashford. That'll be welcome.
It will, and look, you know, you could see him smile after, and it's probably that big relief. And to be fair, Michael, you know, you didn't have that big a run of not scoring, but it must be, as a striker, though, it must be like, I'm off now, I'm running.
Oh, yeah. Relief, yeah. Especially at the start of the season, just to get going, and Rashford will be absolutely delighted. I mean, the manager said before the game, as soon as he gets one, he'll start scoring a few, so we'll see.